Support for this podcast comes from Delmarva Power. Now you can make saving money part of your business with Delmarva Power's Energy Savings for Business program. Designed to fit every type of business, the program offers financial incentives that can cover up to 50% of the cost to upgrade to energy-efficient lighting, HVAC, and more. By using more efficient equipment, your business will save money every month on your electric bill for years to come. Learn more at delmarva.com/power savings.
Hey mama, have you been looking for guided meditations that can really speak to this journey of motherhood? Then check out the Meditation for Moms podcast. Free guided meditations that are here to help support you throughout the entire journey of motherhood. Motherhood is no joke. It's full of incredible highs, heartbreaking lows, and everything in between. Meditation for Moms gives you guided meditations that will speak to your soul no matter what season of motherhood you're in. Listen for free today. Follow Meditation for Moms on your favorite podcast player.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Q&A edition of Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 1763. I'm your host, Greg Audino. Very happy to be here answering another question sent in by one of your fellow listeners about their own relationship. Now, today's is something I think a lot of us can relate to, or will be able to relate to in time. Our asker has, for this moment at least, lost the spark in their relationship. And of course, they're wondering how they even got here and how to recreate that level of connection they miss. So let's hear this question and do what we can to help out as we optimize your life. I'm a big fan of your podcast. I've been listening for the past 3 years now. I am a 28-year-old guy from New Jersey, and my wife is the same age as me. We've been together for nearly 9 years this year, and married for a couple years. We recently went away to Bali, Indonesia, just the two of us, to have some intimate time away from our 4-year-old daughter, who stayed with my mother-in-law. I felt that we had some sparks back in our personal relationship. But when we got back home to our day-to-day life of working full-time jobs, parenting, social media distractions, and online studies, I feel we're disconnected again. I told my wife we should go out to see a movie or dinner at night, but she says she's too tired and can't be bothered. Also, our quote-unquote adult fun time has been non-existent since the Bali trip. Help! How do I get the spark back in my marriage? It's pretty boring and dull now. Okay, thank you for sending this question in, asker. And of course, thank you for supporting the show these last 3 years. Hopefully you feel it's only gotten better over time. It's funny, Justin, so the narrator of OLD and co-creator of the OLD network, and Lee, the other co-creator, and I, so the three of us were on the phone just today talking about how much all of the hosts' narration styles have changed over the years. And the general consensus was that we were all worse, and often far too full of energy and too sing-songy in the early days. I certainly feel that way about when I started, which was like 3.5 years ago. So all this to say, I appreciate you sticking with me here. Anyway, on to the question at hand. So I think the first thing to ask yourself here is how connection is truly built between two people. How is it built versus how we might be tricked into thinking it's built? I want you to sit with that and see what you come up with. And I'll help you along here. Maybe you can envision a truly connected couple that you know and think about what they might do. Or perhaps you can fantasize about what practices the best possible couple you could possibly conjure up would partake in. Or a bit closer to home, maybe you can hone in on some specific differences between now and when you did feel more connected with your wife. What did things look like before the days in which you would send me a question like this? Were you more spontaneous? Did you talk more openly or about deeper subjects? Were you accomplishing goals together? Were you holding each other more accountable? Now, these are just starting points, but note that they all reflect a strong inner life. They all rise the spirits and get both of you in touch with who you really are. However you go about doing this, this is what generates life. This is how we truly create and thus avoid boredom and dullness in our relationships with others, as well as with ourselves. And none of us are immune to this possibility of boredom. Busyness sets in, Familiarity sets in, false expectations set in, and we can go through phases, again, with ourselves and with others, in which things just go a little stale. This does not mean that things can't be revived on a personal or relational level, however. But we have to take the process of revival very seriously. We cannot rely on quick fixes or things, again, that simply appear to show connection, such as movies and dinner dates and trips to Bali. Now, note that none of these efforts you've made are shallow or misplaced at all. I'm not coming down on you. It's really, really great that you're doing something rather than sitting and taking this feeling. And, connected couples often do go to the movies and to dinner and to Bali. But those things are not the same as building connection in the first place, or building it back up after it's dissipated in your case. Those are things that couples do, but they are not saviors, even though they're often mistaken as such. What I believe you owe to yourself and to your wife is to go straight to interconnection. Trips and dates are just ceremonies. They're really nice, but you have to be brave enough to get right into the muck. Talk to your wife and tell her all of the feelings that come up for you. Tell her that you're worried. Tell her that you're scared. Tell her that you love her. And throw everything you have at this marriage, something you have no doubt always dreamed that you would give every last ounce of your strength to. Articulate as well as you can your feelings of disconnection, and ask her about hers. Make it your mission to find where it all comes from and to express that to one another. Once you've done that, you've already taken your first step in the right direction. Whether you find that you are actually just bored with yourself, that she's actually just bored with herself, or that you two truly have fallen into a stage of boredom as a unit, the way back starts with this vulnerability and openness that I'm talking about. That's what it looks like to show up for yourself. And again, wake up that spirit like we talked about before. Where will it lead to? We don't know exactly what it'll look like, but we do know it'll be truthful. And truthfulness is the most important trait when it comes to loving, understanding, and functioning well with ourselves or anyone else.
So, you open Google Chrome on your phone, you're hunting for a super rare first edition vinyl of a band you're obsessed with, when you're supposed to be working. But this site you tapped on seems pretty shady. And Daryl from IT just jumped up from his desk. Oh no, he's coming your way. It's a good thing built-in malware protection keeps you safe and sound. Not from Daryl, though. Sorry. There's no place like Chrome. Download Google Chrome on your phone.
From Disney.
Flounder, stay out here and watch for sharks. What?
This Friday.
Has Ariel killed the prince yet?
Not killed, kissed. You bird brain.
Meet Flounder.
Ariel, you know I can't swim that fast.
Scuttle.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
You finished?
Wow.
And Sebastian.
I'm a crab on a mission.
In the 3D movie event of the summer.
When I give the signal, you drop me.
Got it.
No, you idiot.
Disney's The Little Mermaid. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In theaters Friday.
And a big thank you to the asker once again for submitting this question. And a takeaway, I think, for everyone here, anytime you're feeling as though there is an issue with something in your life, whether it's another person, a place, a job, whatever, consider the possibility that whatever you feel is wrong with it might be a reflection of what you are struggling with yourself. This relationship feels boring. Maybe you're feeling bored with yourself. This job is too hard. Maybe you're overexerting yourself, having a hard time meeting your own expectations or knowing when to slow down. This place there's nothing to do around here. Maybe you've lost sight of your adventurous self who is willing and able to create fun out of nothing. You get the idea. It's of course not always the answer, but it's valuable to consider. And if you need help with this, you can always reach out to me, everyone. I love our Q&A episodes here on ORD, so send those questions in. You can email me at advice@oldpodcast.com, advice@oldpodcast.com. Send your questions there, and I will be happy to take a look. You'll definitely get a response, so don't be shy. That's going to do it for today, though. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for making another episode possible. Have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you tomorrow, where I'll have another post for you and where your optimal life awaits.